Going live. And here we are. We are now live.
Oh, we don't have. There's no three, two, one. Oh, rip.
Oh,
That's right.
hey.
Nah, pop
Yeah.
that anyway. Just say 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Alright, let's
In
go.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the M&I's podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm joined by my friend and co-host.
Isaiah, what's up, YouTube? Nice to meet you guys.
Awesome. Awesome. Again, thank you guys for listening in to the M&I's podcast. If you guys enjoy our content, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let me pass the mic over to Isaiah for some of his quick announcements.
All right, guys. I just want to say thank you for sticking with us in this brand new format that we are currently trying. Because we are at a crossroad in our life where we are getting into or further into our careers, and it's a little bit harder to make some smaller content within the week, especially for Mark because he's trying to get into like two things or doing two things at once with studying for exams and also doing some very important student work on the side. I.e. professor work. So there's that, and then there's over here where I have to get ready for an upcoming position I just got accepted to. So it's just it's just kind of hard to do a lot of these small editing, but we do enjoy these large formats. So hopefully we can get this to to power on, and hopefully we can also get the community more involved in this as well. So again, we also want to thank you for sticking with these live streams. And of course, the cool thing about this is that it's going to be right here. So if you miss it, it'll just be right here on the channel for you to view. And also, we're going to do a double dosage. It will be on Spotify. And with that, I would also like to give some mental health tips within this section. This is normally what we do. Switch it up a little bit this week, trying to try new things. For example, this week I'm going to talk about the difference between active stretching and passive stretching, which a lot of people tend to miss, especially when they are about to do a very high fast twitch muscle workout and they end up, you know, doing passive stretching beforehand, which is actually not the move to do. There is a big difference. So active and passive stretching are two types of stretching that can help improve mobility and flexibility. So, passive stretching involves using an external force, such as gravity, a strap, another person, a wall, a door, to stretch a relaxed muscle. In
Mhm.
contrast, active stretching requires the athlete to actively stretch their joint with the creation of a stretch produced from the muscle group itself. So, for example, if you stretch up high, touch the ceiling with your own two arms, that is active stretching. You're using the muscle that you're trying to stretch in order to increase its range of motion. Passive stretching would be like using a door frame to cross over your arms and using the door frame, excuse me, using the door frame's gravity and you pushing against the door in order to stretch the muscle is completely different. And from experience, active stretching is much better for you if you are trying to increase the range of motion of your fast twitch muscles before you actually work out. Definitely a plus on that. When you are before you are actually working out, say you're going into boxing practice, is very beneficial for you to do active stretching. Reason being is if you do passive stretching, it's fine, but you can if you imagine it, it's like a rubber band. If it's already too stretched out without you even um, applying applying tension to the muscle and the joints, it's like trying to stretch out an already stretched out rubber band. You're going to lose a lot of umph in your muscles, and you might actually end up injuring yourself because some muscle, like maybe a muscle, might have to step in to compensate. But passive stretching is good if you are doing it before you go to bed, when you're just trying to recover, trying to increase range of motion that way. That's a good time to use passive stretching. But before working out, definitely use active stretching. And that's the section that I have for you guys this week. Again, thank you for sticking with us on YouTube. And again, I will pass the mic back over to Mark for the meat and potatoes.
All right, all right. So over the weekend, there was a big fight at the T-Mobile Arena. It was between Canelo Alvarez versus Jermel Charlo.
Oh
And
yeah.
Canelo beat that lion up to where it became a pussycat. So we're going to give our immediate reactions to it. I'll first toss it to you, Isaiah. What did you think about, Canelo's manhandling of this 12-round unanimous decision against Jermel Charlo?
So I'm actually super happy with the result because for once, usually Mark is the one that has been on like the updraft of getting it right. He took a risk last week saying that he would knock out Jermel Charlo in the rounds prior to round 12. That did not happen. It then ended up being a unanimous decision and a very decisive one at that. And I'm just glad to be right for once. I mean, we were both right. Like, obviously, we thought Canelo was going to win, and he showed that yes, it wasn't a knockout, but there was a knockdown involved in round 7, where Canelo set up Charlo at the end of the rope. He threw a double jab, blinded him for a split second, and then immediately threw a perfectly timed overhand right in between the guard, and it stunned him so bad that he kind of had to rethink his game plan before he got touched up, and he ended up taking the fall, just as like a business decision. That's what they're calling it, a good business decision. Um, and yeah, I mean that in total, I would say it was decisive on the idea that Canelo just had a really really good forward pressure, unrelenting forward pressure, a Mexican style of boxing, unrelenting forward pressure. And yes, Jermel Charlo had some success with counters to the body, some stiff jabs here and there, but I was telling this to Mark earlier. I think just Canelo did it better. He had a better jab. He had better body counters on forward pressure too. So which is also very good in the judges' eyes. So yeah, I mean that's all that I could say about the fight. It was just a very dominant performance by Canelo to where like almost like from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight, Canelo was throwing 99% of like decisive shots he could. Like Charlo did throw some things here and there. It's boxing, you're gonna get hit. It's boxing, but it was nothing in comparison to what Canelo had to offer. So that's what I thought about the fight. What did you think, Mark? What did you think about this very one-sided battle?
Hey man, to all the people who are going to make an excuse for Jermel Charlo, and he was definitely the taller and longer fighter between the two, and yet he did not use any of it. 99% of the fight, Charlo was on the back foot. The times he did have success in landing his combinations, uh, from my viewpoint, from where I was watching, it looked like it did not have any effect to Canelo. And then when Canelo would land his punches, it completely would wobble or even shock Charlo back into his lateral movements, sticking and moving rather than engaging with Canelo. It just shows the type of power Canelo has comparable to Jermel Charlo. However, we do have to give respect to Jermel Charlo for his willingness to take this risk to be great, to move up 2 weight divisions to face Canelo. Because let's be honest, there are some people who will not take that risk. They'd rather keep that out. Fury.
More on that later, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but in terms of this is a huge thing for Canelo. Again, it showed some of the improvements and some of our own personal criticisms about Canelo. Canelo, I don't think at any point in this fight looked gas. Normally, we would say that Canelo has some stamina issues in the later rounds, but no. After changing up his training camp, training up closer to Reno in Truckee, California, um, the higher elevation definitely showed into this fight. He looked strong and didn't look gassed at any point. He just applied the pressure consistently. And to me personally, I think Canelo won all 12 rounds. 12-0. Uh, it's just a very dominating performance. And, personally, from my opinion, I would have enjoyed it if Canelo would have knocked out Charlo. Very close, but it's hard to get a knockout when your opponent is trying to run away, you know.
Yeah, on the back foot most of the
so,
time.
so it is a difficult task to do, but outside of that, there were very few things I could like criticize against Canelo. There were a few things I could criticize about Charlo, which is, his coach was he's giving him the pep talk. He's like, you need to sit down and throw, because there were times like Charlo would not throw. It seemed like he was hesitant because from my viewpoint, again, it seemed like Canelo's power troubled him enough to where he didn't want to engage and possibly get knocked out, right? And it was apparent because to Charlo, his main point was like, at least I did not get knocked out. I
Oh,
guess I guess that is a victory point to some. But
yeah.
to me, hey, yeah, it is what it is. If I was in that ring, I would rather try my best to get the win rather than run around and get the loss.
Yeah, and for this does bring up a lot of discussion for what it would have been like if Terrence Crawford tried this. This is probably going to be a similar result. Yeah, I would say. Uh, you know, Crawford is very skilled, but there are weight classes for a reason. And obviously, I think when Canelo made weight, and then he buffs back up to normal weight. That's a big difference from what you know weight day weight is. So I think we probably would have seen a similar result. Yes, a little bit more fireworks, but not as much pop. Like the power from Terrence Crawford probably would have looked just like Charlo's to be fair. So there are weight classes for a reason, guys. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, again, it's hard to get accustomed to the weight you're fighting at,
Yeah.
especially gaining almost, I think it was like 14 pounds for Charlo. Some people think that's not a lot. Hey, 14 pounds is 14 pounds, and you will feel sluggish when you're in there, and it kind of looked like that. But Charlo was like, no excuses. But but
Okay.
it is what it is. It is what it is, Um, and after the fight, he was like, I want to face Terrence Crawford at 154 because TC is moving up weight, I believe. And TC responded, he's like, I ain't trying to fight you when you got spanked by Canelo like that. Because it's gonna hey, it is what it is. I think again, Charlo is an undisputed champion at 154, and he beat all the fighters at that weight class to be undisputed. And again, it is a very difficult task to be undisputed in boxing, right? Because you have to face multiple other top contenders from all the different governing bodies just to obtain the belts and then unify everyone and become undisputed. So shout outs to Charlo for taking this challenge, but again, should have tried a little harder.
Ah.
In my
Nah, he,
opinion.
he tried. He tried his best. I think it's different when you're in there, and he had ideas for body counters, but I think he just got discouraged. So
Oh yeah,
I can
dude.
understand that.
The moment you start throwing punches and the man just walks through it, you're like, "Dang."
Ah, shit. Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Uh, but let's move on to the next one, which is kind of infuriating to me, because this man just keeps on, keeps on speaking his ish for
Hmm.
no reason, and that's Teddy Atlas.
Teddy Atlas.
Yeah,
What
so
happened?
Teddy Atlas has been on this train of hating on Canelo for no reason. Like
Really?
he will give Canelo a compliment, but then at the same time discredit Canelo. It's like a backhanded compliment in a way, like saying, "Oh, you're a lot prettier in person."
What?
A backhanded compliment. Um, so this is what he says on his. It's on his Twitter page,
Okay.
and he said, "He's not the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but Canelo is and has been terrific fighter of his era. Salute." Why you
What?
gotta do that? Right.
You can say, repeat that for people in the audience. Say that one more time.
He said he's not the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but
He's not the
Canelo
greatest Mexican fighter of all.
is and has been a terrific fighter of his era. Salute.
What? Wow. Okay. I
Then
mean,
he goes on.
you could probably say like what Roberto Duran, what
Oh,
Cesar
Roberto Duran is not
Chavez.
Mexican. Yeah, Roberto
Oh wait, no,
Duran is not
he's
Mexican.
sorry,
He's from Panama.
yeah, he Panama. I'm sorry, same area, whatever.
Yeah, this
South
guy.
America.
This guy.
Okay, keep going.
Then he goes on and he's like, he has all the power and the stage to claim himself the greatest. And if you have the guts to dare disagree, you're the pariah. Hail Cesar Chavez Sr.
That's what he said.
Yes. And then again, he's like, again, all the credit to Canelo. Of course, the fanatic fans only see the win and he's great. But if you put in context, he was too big. All right.
Okay.
And strong for smaller Charlo. Again, Charlo is 5'11 and a half, almost 6 foot tall. And Canelo's like 5'7, 5'8 on a good day. And you consider Charlo small. In any other definition in the book, Charlo's huge. I mean, in terms of weight, I guess you could say that. But me personally, I know some people who walk around, who's 5'11, walks around 180.
Mhm.
But yet, oh, he's too big or he's too small for Canelo. Uh, Come on.
He had the
Canelo's been
height
face
advantage.
Canelo's been facing bigger dudes in this weight class, and yet, they're all too small for Canelo. Ah.
Okay.
Again,
Okay.
give credit to Canelo. I thought he'd win, but in a competitive fight, not a one-sided one, as it turned out to be. It's kind of again, it's kind of like Teddy Atlas. I've noticed this recently. Teddy Atlas has given MMA more credit and has just like completely dogged on boxing as of
Which is
recent.
that's interesting. I think he
I
comes
mean,
from a
like,
boxing background, but okay,
yeah, yeah. In addition to that, man, in addition to that, like, I don't know why you have to do that. Like, just call Canelo great. You don't like, then he has to say he's not the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but he's a great fighter for his era. What the hell was that for? Right, what the hell is that for? What the fuck
that's
is
like
going
that's
on?
like okay. That's like let's say Mark, he gets past his medical exams, right? And then like he's trying to go into residency because that's how you got to start out to get the experience, right? So, at that point, he's gone past the exams that that is not only really expensive and not only take an exorbitant amount of time, but the pass rate obviously is not super high on those. And then I go over there and I'm like, you're just a residency doctor. You're not a doctor, but you're you're not like a doctor I would trust. But good job. What the fuck, like, dog? Who says that anyway? But that's like the kind of thing here. Canelo did a really good job of proving to everybody that although he is in his 30s, and people have been saying that he looks the gassed and down, that he did the job in a very decisive way. And people are, and then telling Alex just says, you're not the best. So what is it gonna take? Just say good job. Who cares if he's not the greatest? The greatest is a title that comes and goes. Don't worry about it.
Bruh.
Whatever. That's my 2 cents.
Well, here's the thing, right? Canelo has faced 23 out of his 56, I believe, 56 fights, professional fights. 23 of them have come against former champions and current champions. So here are the people that Canelo has fought. Floyd Mayweather, arguably the best ever.
Mm-hmm.
Triple G, a monster. Sergey Kovalev, a person who is known for his power. Dmitry Bivol, one of the top guys at 175. And that's not my opinion, but it is what it is.
I would say so, yeah.
Daniel Jacobs, when he was in his prime, he faced against Shane Mosley, Jermell Charlo, Austin Trout, who was arguably one of the cleaner boxers during his time, his era. Then he faced against Caleb Plant, again, another champion at his weight class. Miguel Cotto. He faced against Erislandy Lara. He faced against Billy Joe Saunders, another champion. Callum Smith, another champion who's currently going to face Arthur Beterbiev. We'll see that fight and how that one turns out. He faced against Liam Smith, Amir Khan, another former champion and silver medalist for the UK. Faced against John Ryder, and then he also faced against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. All these people he faced were other champions for 23 consecutive fights. Bro, just fathom that. Right? We gave like Israel Adesanya a pass for taking a loss after, facing multiple champions. But Canelo has done this for almost a decade. Almost a decade, and he's still on the top, and he's still facing these people, and he's still showing that he's still passionate about the sport after making the millions he's already earned. And yet Teddy Atlas still has the gall to say he's overrated. It's crazy because like Canelo's like roughly around 5'7", right? 5'7", 5'8". And he's facing against guys who are 6 foot tall, 6'3", and beating them up. Like, come on. And not only that, but then there are people still saying like, oh, Canelo's ducking people. He doesn't want to fight against David Benavidez. And I'm like, come on, guys. He's faced all these different champions. He's faced all these people to unify and become undisputed. And yet, he's still ducking people.
There are actual ducks in the thing, and you'll know when that is the thing, but that hasn't. There's no evidence to suggest that for Canelo.
No, he actually, if we want to call someone a duck, there's
the one, but we can't. It's kind of in the waters now, so we'll see how that goes. We'll talk about that later.
No, but I think, again, Canelo has proven with 56 fights later that he's still up there as the number one guy in boxing. He's the face of boxing. He's bringing in the pay-per-view. He's the Showtime, right? He is literally – here's the thing about Canelo, right? I have students who are asking me about Canelo. Like, these are students who are, casual fans. They're asking me my opinion about Canelo and who's gonna win in the weekend fight. That's how I know Canelo is a big thing. Because if students who are, uninterested in boxing are asking my opinion about something like this, that kind of shows you the star power that Canelo has. Gosh. In addition, like Dana White, the president of the UFC, was caught watching Canelo's fight while his main event was occurring at the same time.
Hey man.
You remember that?
Hey man. Maybe he was trying to like SpongeBob it, like 2 screens, right? So I get it.
Yeah. All right, let's go into this because I think, yeah, I agree. Jerry E, right? Thank you for coming in. There's someone else watching. I agree.
Oh, real?
Canelo is the face of PBC2, right? He's literally the face of boxing. He's coming in. He's literally just wiping out PBC's roster right now. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, is that our first comment?
Yeah, it's the first
It
one.
is. Jerry E, nice to meet you, man. Thank you for commenting.
Nice to meet you. Man, we do absolutely despise how Teddy Atlas still has the gall to call Canelo overrated. Come on.
I mean, let's just let Canelo keep dig the hole further. Let's just let Canelo do his thing.
Yeah.
Let it happen. Let it happen.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, Canelo is still for a person as decorated as Canelo is, he's still craving the challenges of the top rather than facing exhibition fights like some people.
Oof.
That's my opinion on that. But I think the next one is, who do we want? And, Jerry E, if you want to chime in on this, who do you want to see Canelo fight next? All right, so I want to toss it to you first, Isaiah. Who do you think Canelo should fight next?
Oh, I mean, it's the obvious answer would probably be David Benavidez, but I'm not sure if he's still down for that or if he's still against that. Do you know anything on that?
No, so David Benavidez is facing Demetrius Andre, right? Demetrius Andre is a very technical, slick boxer, but slightly doesn't have any of the star power that Canelo or any of these other guys have, and it's currently been avoided for a good period of time. However, David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre are going to face each other, and possibly the winner might face Canelo. We shall see what happens on that fight. But currently, he was asked about it in the post-fight interview, and he said he doesn't care. Whoever is next, he'll fight next.
Yeah, I mean that would lead that up to Canelo, because I think the one that everyone wants to see the most with Benavidez, he's a little busy right now, so we're gonna have to see how that goes, because that could be a whole other thing if Benavidez loses to someone who has been avoided for a while. We don't know, anything can happen. It's a fight game. But if he gets past that, and then we'll see where Canelo is. That's still my pick. I still want to see that fight happen, even though Canelo doesn't want to fight against fellow countrymen, something along those lines. But I think pressure versus pressure is a very, very fun fight to watch. And then Dimitri Bivol, I believe he's busy as well. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So man, Jerry. Yeah, I do agree. It should be the winner of Benavidez versus Andrade, Demetrius Andrade, right? Man, the thing is, I still wish there was that rematch between him and Bivol, because that's his other loss that he's had.
Yeah.
But as a fan, and the only reasonable one that could be made right now would be him against the winner of Benavidez and Andrade, which I think Benavidez could possibly win. Again, could. I'm not saying it's a definitive win, but Benavidez would prove to be a very difficult fight because this man applies pressure and throws combinations, and
Yeah.
they're thudding combinations too. And again, this Benavidez doesn't necessarily have the best defense, so
Yeah, but he also has a gas tank too.
he does have a very good gas tank
He's
and
got
he
a
has
stupid
stamina.
good gas tank.
So that one will be very exciting for the fans. But personally, I know no one has said this, but Canelo still has the desire to move up to 175.
Mm,
I think
okay.
if that is his goal still, he should face Bivol, and then he should face not Dimitri, Arthur Beterbiev.
Oh, rip. Well, hopefully that's in time though, because Arthur better be again. You can say whatever you want about his power. His age is not getting any younger either. So if you want to make that fight happen, you got to make it kind of soon.
We've seen some old fighters, i.e., Zayli Zhang, knock out a younger, well, quote
You sh-
unquote, younger guy. But
yeah, but I'm what I'm saying is like as you get older, it's
mm,
not like your power is going to become any more wise. And if you want Arthur Beterbiev to still be the Arthur Beterbiev of old, the boogeyman, then you're gonna have to make sure you gotta make that fight happen ASAP.
sooner,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's not like he's gonna be 50. He's still Arthur Beterbiev. He's gonna, you know what I mean? Like you gotta do that like kind of fast. He's there. He's like practically 40, right? 40,
no, he's not.
39, 38.
He is not 40, my friend.
He's almost 40. Like
Let me
just
just
around the
double
corner
check
of 40. I'm
that
pretty sure he's
age.
like 38, 39 around there. If not 40. I can't remember.
No, he's 38.
Okay, he's 38. That's still not very close, not very far from 40. So
No,
please do it fast if that's the goal, because you still gotta go up the weight. You still gotta get used to the weight. And then that's if you get past Dimitri Bivol. Yeah. So far shot, I think, but I think that would be a really cool fight to watch too.
yeah, again, that's the farthest one. But anyone else outside of David Benavidez in the current moment right now is the only one that makes sense to the three of us who are in the show right now.
Yeah.
And I think personally, yeah, Benavidez would be the best
Yes.
option.
I think so.
I don't see the older Jermall Charlo doing it in time because he's been so inactive for the last almost two plus years now.
Yeah.
So that fight does not make any sense. And the only one that does make any relative sense, because he's now currently signed for PBC, is the winner of Benavidez versus Andrade. But again, it is what it is. That's what we want to see next. But Canelo's the one who makes the shots. So
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, he's the
he
top.
earned it.
He's the
Yeah.
top dude. So it's
But
him.
Canelo has called out and exposed Oscar De La Hoya recently in a podcast. He said that Oscar De La Hoya is fake, unloyal, and is low-key a bitch.
Oh, is it kind of weird that his face kind of says that too? Like when you look at him and then you see him talk about things, it's like very, very
no, it's
fake.
crazy because
is that crazy to say? Like he looks fake. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people are starting to realize it too. Because Canelo's like, look at it. Everyone's leaving Oscar De La Hoya. And, I want to tell you the actual overall history of this. Oscar used to have Deontay Wilder in his roster. He
Yeah.
also used to promote both the Charlo twins. He also used to promote a plethora of other fighters throughout the years, including Canelo, and they all left. They all left Oscar De La Hoya. And now we're seeing Ryan Garcia trying to leave Oscar De La Hoya. Like, Oscar De La Hoya is probably only prized possession right now is Ryan Garcia, and he's leaving him. And Canelo in this interview on this podcast was saying how happy he was to leave Oscar De La Hoya, and
Ooh.
it's crazy because from what I know of Oscar is he used to be a very, very good fighter, right? A gold medalist. He beat a bunch of Hall of Famers. He fought against Floyd Mayweather, fought against Sugar Shane Mosley, fought against Bernard Hopkins, and all these other people. The thing is, Oscar De La Hoya currently is showing to be a sleazy um is a sleazy type of promoter, like a who was that one guy fucking
Don King.
yeah, starting to show like a sleazy Don King.
Okay.
Because he
Like, yeah, keep going. Sorry.
yeah, he didn't want to show up show up in the post-fight press conference for Ryan Garcia, and then claimed, quote unquote, claimed his life was on the line because someone threatened Oscar De La Hoya's life, and that's why he didn't show up to Ryan Garcia's post-fight press conference.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, once I heard the reasoning for why he left Ryan Garcia's side when Ryan Garcia lost against Tank Davis, that just shows a lot about a person. Yeah, you could say safety and whatnot. So what would have you done if he won? Would you have stayed? Would that have made a difference? Like would you still have left? Or because from what that seems like, it's because he's lost and you don't want to be there. You don't want to protect your fight. You don't want to be there to promote your fighter, even in the sense of a loss. And what makes it worse is that Tank Davis's team had to be there for Ryan. That's such a bad look for you. You know what I mean? Like there's no uh there's no going around that. You can't justify that thing, and it just says a lot about a person, even if it's something quote unquote small like that. I think that's a really telltale sign about a person. So that's my 2 cents on that guy. Yeah.
I think it's crazy because like Oscar De La Hoya, when he used to promote Canelo, would say, "Oh, Canelo's the greatest." Give every single possible like, every single type of comment and every single praise to Canelo. But now that Canelo's out of his roster or out of his stable,
Yeah.
dude, he's saying that he can beat this version of Canelo. Canelo is wash. Like he can come back at his age and still beat Canelo.
What?
And start like talking all kinds of greasy, like Canelo's flat-footed, this, that, and the third. I was like, what are you on about? Yeah, I agree. So Jerry E is like Oscar all-time great, but not a loyal person, says Canelo. Yeah, you know what? I agree. That is a very true statement.
Yeah.
That Oscar is.
Oscar even stayed with Canelo even stayed with Oscar when he would something Canelo's fight because of drugs. Canelo said Oscar has no loyalty. Yeah.
And the thing is, Dana White, the president of the UFC, also has exposed Oscar De La Hoya as a druggie. Like, it's not just people in boxing calling, Oscar De La Hoya like this type of crazy, disloyal human being. No, even people who aren't associated to boxing is also calling him that too. So it's not just us. It is, boxing in general, and everyone else can see that Oscar De La Hoya ain't it, man. He's just Loki. If he ever like, if I ever meet him, I'm like, you're a great boxer, but damn, you suck.
I kind of don't want to work with you. I kind of know. I kind of really don't want to work with you. So
yeah, man. He's he's low key weird, man. He's been caught wearing fishnets and stuff like that.
Oh, hey man, if you're into that, I that's all you. But
Nah, that's not
eh,
me, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
no, for
That-
Oscar, if that's the thing, Oscar, whatever. But if you're, what you're doing to fighters, dog, I don't know.
yeah, that's
Says a lot about you as a person. I'm not sure.
yeah, not for me.
Not for me.
But I think the biggest one that we have to talk about today is Alexander Usyk on his Instagram page has confirmed that he and Tyson Fury has signed a fight, um,
Whoa,
which is the biggest thing.
whoa, whoa.
I'm yes. So
What?
the thing is, I don't know whether or not to believe it,
I don't
but
know either. That sounds kind of. I don't know. Well, I know because I remember you showing me something, and then like
Mhm.
just to make sure that I'm correct, right? You said that it was on Usyk's Instagram, right?
yes,
But has Tyson Fury said anything about it?
no. So currently, right, if you go
Okay.
to Usyk's Instagram page, let me
Yeah.
just pull it up right now on my phone. But yeah, I actually. So yeah, Jerry E is talking about how Sugar Shane Mosley
Yeah.
uh, talked about Oscar as a sex freak. Yeah, man, it is
Hey.
what.
Hey,
Not only that,
man.
but you know the famous. I think I forgot who it was, but Tiana Trump. She's a famous adult actress. Uh,
Is that related to
talk.
Donald Trump
No.
or it's
She,
different? Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
that's her stage name, right? That's her stage
Okay.
name.
Okay.
On a podcast, she did mention about a particular boxer who used to, engage in some crazy things with with her. And the only one
Mm.
that came up to my mind was Oscar De La Hoya because he's the only one that's been known to do some crazy stuff like this.
Oh, what kind of thing? No. Don't just joking. What kind of things? Nah.
Hey, this is
Hey, man. But
this is on
that's all
YouTube. We're
here,
not
man.
trying to get
Yeah.
canceled by this, but yeah, Oscar got problems. It is what it is. But on to the actual thing that we're
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
What we were talking about? We're talking about okay, the Usyk.
Yeah, so
Okay. What is it about?
let
What's
me
it?
pull it up to double check if it's still there. Because yeah, so yeah, Jerry, and anyone who else is listening, pull it up on Usyk's Instagram. He has put it out there, undisputed Fury versus Usyk signed. And on the caption, it says soon #Riyadh season ready to fight. And that's all he has.
So okay, so I like that, right? But
Yes.
I need to hear it from the main man himself. I need Tyson Fury to go on his Instagram saying, "Hey, sorry
Well,
about the wait. I'm gonna go and do this. This is what's gonna happen." Because I
well,
haven't
on
heard
Tyson
anything
Fury's
about that.
end, on Tyson Fury's end, he also posted it. Um, yeah, so if you go to
Oh,
Tyson Fury's Instagram page too, because Usyk tagged Tyson Fury on that post, and the same thing is also on his page. Yeah, same
so
thing's on his
that
page.
is such a weird. Okay, so my question is, right? Let's say that this is a thing based on that information, right? This
Yes,
is a thing, and because of the information provided, they are looking to make it a thing. What is the cut that they agreed upon?
I think that hasn't been stated, right?
Yeah.
So, which is also a good thing. Whether or not Usyk took the lower cut, it just means it's been signed.
Yeah.
So that means both parties are happy with whatever they're going to receive in terms of payment for this fight.
Mhm.
So all that matters to me, I really don't care about the money both guys are going to earn. All that matters is both of them are happy with what they're going to be earning, that they signed
Mhm.
it, and they're going to fight.
Yeah. I mean, I like this is like a really weird move because now that Tyson Fury technically said yes, right? if he wins, my God, we would look so stupid. But,
Yeah.
so, which would be interesting because do I think that Usyk is gonna win? Yes, I do think Usyk will absolutely win that fight.
Mhm.
Because there's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
things like him having trouble with shorter fighters, yada yada yada. Plus he's southpaw, but um, Tyson, if like all the stuff that we've said in previous podcasts, all of
Yes.
that, all this build up, and if Saudi's putting up the money, that
Yeah,
makes
dude.
sense. But if again, if Tyson Fury wins this, we would look so stupid. Because then everyone's
Uh,
gonna say, "Oh, he did all that," but yeah, it was really all about the money because Tyson Fury with success. I'm not gonna speak that into existence, even though I just did. But um, I really hope that's not the case. I really, really hope that's not the case.
Here's the thing. I just want to first say to everyone who's listening, this channel has, called Tyson Fury a duck multiple times.
Absolutely.
All right. With this in mind, we just want to say we are sorry for calling you a duck, and we retract that statement because this fight is, according to both parties, signed. So moving forward, in my opinion, Tyson Fury is no longer a duck.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I'm man enough to say that we're both wrong on that.
No, no, no,
So
no, no, no. He should have made this earlier. I will not stand. I will not back down from that. He should have made this way earlier. But
hey, this
good job.
this is good. This is
This
good
is it.
marketing, I
Good
think.
job. Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at this hindsight 2020, I think this was all planned from Fury's end, right? Because all that's been going on in terms of boxing is how much, yeah, exactly. How much, Fury has tried to avoid this fight. And yeah,
Yeah.
Usyk can outbox Fury if he can handle Tyson's power,
And range.
which
And
uh,
yeah.
I mean, Usyk has amazing head movement. Very, very, very out of rhythm, very unorthodox, and he yet moves laterally to get into range. And the way Usyk fights is, again, he's just a bigger Lomachenko.
Yes.
He stays in that mid range and lands his punches. And that's a phenomenal thing that I've seen that Usyk does really well at such a big weight.
Mhm.
um, but moving forward with our luck, right, as boxing fans, with our luck, here's the thing. I think now that this is signed, by some reason, I have this feeling that Ngannou is just going to knock out Tyson Fury.
Oh, that would be
And it's going to
hilarious.
prolong this fight from ever happening.
That would be so funny. If that happens, that would be so funny. Even though there's no belt on the line, and then Tyson Fury has to get back his manhood, and now we're gonna wait even longer. And then
Hey,
we'll see, we'll see.
we'll see. But
That would be
as of
funny
right
for that.
now, it's signed, and it's going to happen in Riyadh. It seems like, so it's like Riyadh season, and
Okay.
the Saudis with their oil money.
Hello. 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 Oh, sorry, Jerry. Give us a second.
There
Oh,
is it.
hello.
Hello.
Yep. You're good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, I was like, what's happening?
You kind of cut off a
Are-
little bit, but that's okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I think again, yeah, the Saudis are just bankrolling boxing right now, paying for all the big fights to happen. So I'm glad that this fight is going to happen next. Hopefully,
Please let us be
hopefully,
right. Please let us
hopefully.
be right. Please let us be right. Well, I don't want to look so stupid, please. You said all this age.
Yeah,
Please.
dude, we hey, Jerry E, if you don't know, both of us on this panel right now have like completely like body bagged Tyson Fury in here. um I just, dude, it's hard, man, because Tyson Fury is like like physically and phenomenally gifted in
Yep.
boxing, and he has the willpower to win, right? And that's the thing. It's like, dude, we hope our prediction it comes true. Um, actually, Mike Tyson actually has made his own prediction for this undisputed fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, and it just popped up right now.
Oh,
Um, yeah, well, let me actually read this. Yeah, so this is what Tyson Fury, Mike Tyson, the legend himself, said. He said
okay.
Tyson Fury will win. He'll overpower him. He'll overpower Usyk. Usyk can't run that long with him. Tyson's going to wear him down. He'll get on him and wear him out, and then he's going to pound on him. Usyk is not going to win. The title's running. I'm a great fan of Usyk, but he's not going to beat Tyson moving and running. He's going to have to eventually fight. That's what the great Mike Tyson had to say. Hey man,
We'll see.
everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? Everyone has a butthole, so right. Me personally, I think Usyk has the ability to outbox Tyson Fury and beat Fury.
Yes.
But that is yet to be seen because, man, oh man, Tyson Fury's been, ducking and diving. But let's move on to the last topic, which is discussion over, and this is MMA. So, Jerry, we're also a MMA channel. We talk about both boxing and MMA. So we're going to discuss about Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira 2, October 21st. Bro,
Yeah,
that's far away.
yeah, but that's like the most interesting one that we have like on the roster that's actually coming up.
Oh,
Like there are farther ones farther away, obviously, like John Jones, which is like in November, and then you got
isn't this UFC fight card stacked?
the upcoming one with Makhachev in it.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think it is
What UFC is this one? UFC
294. 294.
294.
So
This is stacked.
yeah. Okay, so we can talk about the whole card. Let's just say Makhachev versus Oliveira to UFC 294 in general. So this is like just a general overview of it because this card is
all right. You know what? Let's
pretty
give
good.
a shout out again. Thank you, Jerry E, for subscribing, man. Again, we do talk a large amount about boxing, and we also talk about UFC because we hope that boxing fans can appreciate, the UFC because it is quite an interesting organization compared to boxing, and we like anything combat related.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for subscribing, my friend.
Thank you, Jerry. It's good to have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I hope we get more of you guys. That'd be pretty dope. But
Yeah.
thank you, Jerry, man. Thank you for coming on. But yeah, so like we can talk about UFC 294 in general because we do have a couple of nice matchups here. Mainly, well, it's actually two: the Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev, and the Islam Makhachev versus Charlo Oliveira. That's the ones that we are looking at. There's another Russian here, Ikram Iliskirov. I have no idea who that is. He looks like a Khabib. Why do they all look the same? Is it because they're from the same?
I think
gym?
they come from the same place.
Is it from the same place? Okay, because like the dude Islam Makhachev and Ikram Iliskirov, they look exactly the same in terms of haircut.
Yeah, and
It's
so
like-
does
it's like-
Ankalaev.
Oh,
Ankalaev just has a bigger beard compared to everyone.
yeah. I'm not sure if they have like, oh yeah, with the Johnny Walker ones on here too. Okay,
And
so
look,
yeah.
Saeed Magomedov is also going to be in there.
Oh, Saeed. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so they all look the same. They just all okay, whatever. But that's a different topic. But yeah, but we got I think we could talk about the Paulo Costa versus Khamzat fight first. I think.
Oh, dude,
Mark, what do you think about this fight, and
fuck.
who do you think is gonna win that?
I
Even though
think
it's kind of far away.
dude, this is the first one that comes at Chimaev is actually facing against someone who's actually like legitimately pretty good because you know actually he did face what's his name, the Brazilian, what's his name?
Gilbert Burns.
Yes, he did
Yeah.
face a Gilbert Prince, and that was a straight dog fight between the two.
Mhm. And he did really good.
He
I
did really
mean,
good. I mean,
yeah,
but yet Gilbert Burns did put Khamzat Chimaev down.
yeah.
Let's just put it out there. Man, fuck. This is. I think I'm still having Chimaev winning this because of his superior ground game compared to Paulo Costa. But
I think so too. I think I have Kamsat winning this, even though Paulo Costa has some really good striking.
yes,
In the end of the day, when you have a striker versus a really good grappler, 3 out of 4 times it's gonna go somewhere on the ground.
yes,
And Kamzat is no slouch when it comes to getting you on the ground. So it's either Paulo Costa has some sort of counter ground game, or he catches him on the feet. So the likelihood of that happening, though, according to these odds, which I find really interesting, Paulo Costa is actually favored to win as of right
really.
now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you look at the UFC website and you look at the fight card for UFC 294,
Uh-huh.
Paulo Costa is negative 375. Khamzat Chimaev is plus 270.
What?
So yeah, Paulo Costa
That's crazy.
is favored right now, which is I find really really interesting. Um, so I still think Khamzat's gonna win, but these odds are. I wonder why though. I wonder why. Is it because the striking is like Paulo Costa striking? Is that it? I don't know about that. I mean, uh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
it's okay.
I think again, this is a new weight class for Chimaev. He normally fought in welterweight, right?
Okay.
So maybe the odds makers are thinking that maybe Costa's coming in bigger compared to Chimaev,
I
and
guess.
I think they believe that size will play a huge factor in this,
Mhm.
which I guess. But at the same time, man, Paulo Costa is no slouch. He has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
Again, I think everyone has a black belt in Brazil.
Yeah, I mean they're on the top here. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't have underneath like a brown belt. If you're at the top 10, you're talking about number 4, number 6 in the world. They definitely have some form of brown or black belt in jiu-jitsu. They have to.
Yeah, so
They
yeah,
have to.
Chimaev has a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well.
Oh,
So I think again, from my observation, I think Chimaev will eke out this victory. I think his superior wrestling, taking down Paulo Costa,
I
will
would
do
say this.
that because I don't think he's going to engage in a stand-up, because I do favor Costa on the stand-up compared to Chimaev. In terms of ground game, I think Chimaev has that. And it's we'll see what happens, in my opinion. Because this one's hard for me. I think this is more of a 50-50 to 60-40 in terms of a fight. This is one of, if not more of a challenge for Chimaev. So we'll see what happens in this upcoming bout.
Yeah,
But I do still have Chimaev winning.
I do too. I think wrestling with a good boxing base, you're pretty much set to be
Yeah.
in the top, or like at least be favored, because yes, striking matches do happen in the UFC, but if you're talking about someone who is all arounder and likes to go to the ground, it's gonna end up on the ground. Fights a lot of the time end up on the ground anyways. So
Oh yeah,
there's that.
man.
Like just in general, street fights happen on the ground. Like it's they get close. Like okay, if you want like a full kickboxing match, you're gonna have to actually make that fight to where the fighters favor that, i.e., Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya, or Sean Strickland versus Israel Adesanya. Like people who like to stay on the stand. But if not, you're gonna get something like this where it's Kamzat, who definitely likes to go on the floor, Paul Acosta, who definitely likes stand up, and so is more than likely gonna end up on the floor. But I think I favor the guy who likes to go to the floor.
Yeah, I was looking at the odds. I think it says 85% for KO towards Paulo Costa, but yet on the flip side, it says 85% on the decision for Chimaev.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that's what it is. I think it's a good transition into the main event, which is the Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev fight, which will be the last
God.
topic for this live stream. And I know who I know who I got. I know who I got. And
We're
you know
still
what?
not budging on this one.
Nope, I'm not budging on this. I'm a believe. I'm a big believer. Okay, Sean Strickland magic. Whoosh. Okay, but I think I know what's gonna happen. But I will say the person that I'm favoring. I will favor Charles Oliveira. I will stand by that because I I believe in his ground game. Yeah, he likes to stay on the bottom a little bit too much, but I believe that Charles Oliveira can make the adjustments necessary to beat Islam Makhachev. However, it is a big however because these odds are in fact correct. These odds do make sense for once. So like -345 for Islam Makhachev versus Charlo positive 275. Islam Makhachev needs no introduction. He is the sparring partner of Khabib Nurmagomedov, who has been undefeated in his entire reign. And he is not only just as good as Khabib on the ground, he has a striking game that has rivaled that of Alexander Volkanovski. Yes, Alexander Volkanovski was coming up in weight, and that might have factored in a little bit. But Islam Makhachev has decided to go against the ground game plan for that fight, and has beat Alexander Volkanovski in the striking game, which is surprising to me. Yeah, I still think Alexander won that fight, especially towards the end. But again, this is against Islam Makhachev's general ground and pound game plan, which is amazing. So the first time that Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev fought, Islam just straight up domed Charles with one shot. And then once it got to the ground, I'm not sure if Charles Oliveira was trying to play possum or he actually fell down, but he got onto side control. And his whole back, if you watch that fight, Islam Makhachev's back just crunched. It just looked like a muscular turtle shell, and it just squeezed like Charles Oliveira from top position in half guard. It was amazing. And then Charles Oliveira just tapped, and we're just like, what happened with that? And so it could very well end up the same way. However, I believe that with the whole thing with Sean Strickland going on here, I believe that he can make the adjustment. I'm gonna stand by Charles Oliveira. So, Mark, you give your 2 cents and who you rooting for. Go ahead.
Motherfucker, what? The fuck? I mean, Charles has to come in with a new fucking game plan. You can't be using the same thing, right?
Nope.
So, however, here's the thing. My prediction will be based on who the hell is in Islam's fucking corner. I'll be completely honest on that one. Again, Khabib was not in Islam's corner when he was facing Alexander Volkanovski, which, in my personal opinion, why the hell are you trying to do something that is new and different and trying to go outside of your comfort zone against a arguably pound for pound great? It is seemingly, to us, everyone's like, oh, see, the Khabib style is flawed. Bro, Islam didn't even do the Khabib style, man. He did his own style. He did not do the Khabib style, which is pressure them to the fence and takedowns, shoot for takedowns. Right? He did not do that. Complete opposite of that. Islam stood his ground against Alexander Volkanovski and started throwing combos and started striking with Alex. However, in terms of this, let's talk about Charles Oliveira. Charles is a well-rounded fighter. This man has knocked out people like Michael Chandler. This man has submitted people like Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. This man is a bad man, but he ain't Islam Makhachev. He ain't that Russian Samba wrestler. All right. I think it'll be closer in terms of a fight compared to the last time. This time I will watch this fight. I will not be scheduling a out of town excursion with my significant other. I will be staying in town to fully watch this fight, and hopefully Islam wins. But I think it's going to be much more of a competitive fight, considering that Charles Oliveira has had time to rest, and Islam has also had some time to rest, but a little too long. Inactivity, right? He hasn't fought since the Alexander Volkanovski fight, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, you're right.
Anyone in chat who knows who Islam Makhachev, just double check my claim. I don't want to say something crazy, but when was the last time he actually fought?
Alexander Volkanovski. I mean, you could probably
when
say...
was that? When was that one?
Holy,
it's February 11th.
February. Okay.
All right. So not that long ago, but still, that's still some time compared to what Charles Oliveira had to do, because Charles fought recently against Dariush, right?
Yep.
So again, in terms of their freshness, in terms of who has done the most recent fight, it would be Charles. Again, it's all in the preparation. It's all on how they look. And I think still with that in mind, considering that Makhachev is still training with Khabib and is still in contact with Khabib, I still slightly favor it towards Islam. Not to the full extent that I used to have. I used to say 70-30 for Islam. Like, Islam's going to beat Joe Boy. I think right now I'm roughly around like a 55-45.
Oh, wow. That is some tiny odds, but okay.
Yeah, because, hey, inactivity kills momentum.
Yeah, right? I would say, but hopefully, right, this is the hope, that Islam Makhachev has been training very diligently at AKA with Khabib, and Khabib that will actually be there. Then we're screwed. Then I'm screwed. Okay, because if Khabib is there in the corner and he's telling him exactly what to do and Islam is listening, it's a very hard ask. But yes, it is. We can get lucky because there was a time, right? Islam Makhachev has been knocked out before, and Charles Oliveira can definitely do that. But I'm not going to rely on that. That's a puncher's chance. So if he's
Charles
there,
has that, bro.
Charles does that. But he also has amazing ground game. Okay, but let's just see. If Khabib's there, I'm screwed a little bit. Like that odds is definitely gonna be like 60-40, 30-70 for sure. Because Khabib knows things. He just sees things and he's right. I don't know. So you'll see.
Yeah, again, this is the second time a matchup like this. Again, Russian Sambo wrestling versus the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Two, arguably one of the top 5 styles in MMA. currently I'm up in terms of that claim that Sambo wrestling is better than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But we'll see what happens, because again, I think this will be closer than the first one. I think one of the reasons why Charles probably lost the first one, even though I picked Islam to win, is he came off a back-to-back fight. Let me just pull up his record here, my friend. So we all know. So Charles Oliveira came off a fight against Justin Gaethje, a killer, Dustin Poirier, another killer, and Michael Chandler, another killer, right?
Oh.
He came off back-to-back fights against these guys. And I think, again, no excuse, but having these big fights like that can wear on you mentally and physically, right? He again, won against a unanimous decision against, Tony Ferguson. So he came off top 5 contenders compared to Islam. Islam's record, he did not face those caliber of opponents like Charles Oliveira did.
Mhm.
Islam, before he faced Charles, he had to fight against Bobby Green, Dan Hooker, and Thiago Moses. Those aren't the caliber of a Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, or Dustin Poirier.
Nah.
Right? No disrespect to those guys. Right? I know Dan Hooker is a great fighter, but there's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
So again, I think this is going to be much more even, because both guys have some rests. Both guys are going to be like completely 100% more so towards Charles, because he had some time to rest, and he's still fresh off a victory win against Beneil Dariush, who is a top 10 contender in the lightweight division.
Yeah.
The most recent fight that Makhachev faced was Volkanovski, who, a lot of people believe Volkanovski won. So there is that playing a factor, maybe mentally, in Islam's mind. But we all will see on October 21st. I really hope. I really hope not. This is scary. This is scary to me, because, man, I don't want to lose this one.
I mean, we'll see. Like things happen, right? Like what we've seen.
Yeah.
We've seen dreams come true for people like Sugar Sean O'Malley, Sean Strickland. Can it happen a third time? I don't know. We'll see. It's more than likely
that dream is not applied to Charles, though. I think that dream's applied to Kobe Covington.
Kobe Covington.
Because I've seen that meme go around. It's not Charles, it's Kobe. So stop trying to apply it to him.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think again, Charles has the capabilities of beating Islam. This is more closer to the 50-50 than what I initially had in their first face off. But I could be wrong, and Islam just completely body bags Charles in the first round.
Again. Please don't.
Who knows? Again, I think Charles has the capabilities of beating Islam. We'll see. But let us know what you guys there's 2 people in the chat right now. Okay, 1 person in the chat.
That's me.
I don't know who the other person, probably left, but I'm glad we had 1 person join us, which is cool. Like really cool. So we're building. Hey. Next thing you know, all 272 people who are subscribed will join in. That'll be a huge ass classroom discussion. But on the off note, though, Alexa Grasso, dude, she cannot be real, bro. This woman, fine as hell, bro. Fuck.
Well, I mean, about that fight, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy in that one.
Hey, I already said my opinion that Shevchenko should have won. But hey, Babe's really hot. All right, it is what it is. Again, Alexa Grasso, please. If you're
24smi.org. Alexa,
Thanks,
Grasso,
Alexa.
mixed martial
Thanks, Alexa. It's not, we're talking about Alexa Grasso, not Alexa, but okay.
yeah, they're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's really fine. If you're listening, Miss Grasso, please hit me up.
This
I'm just
guy.
playing. I'm just playing, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. All right, but again, thank you guys for listening in. Once again, we are in that transition in our lives. One of us started their career in IT. What a nerd.
Whatever that is.
And the other one is currently both a medical student and an assistant professor. We're both. I'm absolutely exhausted in my end because I got to prepare for my step 1 exam, which to all those who are unaware is a 9-hour exam that's costing me close to like $1,000 to pay for. I guess it's ridiculous. But yeah, if I don't pass that step 1 exam, it's practically a waste of my life. But
you'll be
hey,
fine.
man,
You'll be fine. Just study.
dude, I'm currently studying pathology right now, dude. I'm like tearing my hair off, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, I'll be honest. If I were to choose between studying for the MCAT or studying for this step 1, I'm taking the MCAT every single fucking day.
Really?
The MCAT was so easy compared to step 1. The
okay,
MCAT.
after you get past step 1, what's after that? Is there like a step 2 or is there?
Yes, I have to take step 2 in my 3rd year. Then I also have to take my step 3.
There's 3 exams.
Yes, bro.
Oh no, dude.
You didn't know?
No.
This is why I low key envy lawyers sometimes, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. But as a doctor, though, bro, we have to go through residency, and we gotta apply for that.
That's gonna be a lot of time. Holy.
The biggest thing that irks me the most about people is like, oh, doctors make a large amount of money. That is true compared to the average American, whose average income is like 50 to 70K. Right?
Yeah.
That is how much a first-year resident makes, with 80 plus hours a week, with only 4 days off in a month. In 1 month, we have 4 days off, which really isn't a day off. We're still on call.
Holy.
It's worse if you don't live in the United States, because I think in the UK, one of my cousins is a doctor, and he showed me his pay stub or his paycheck. He makes $2,400 a month.
$2,400 a month.
That's
wow. That's not
after taxes. It's $1,200.
I mean, okay. Well, you don't look at the Heinz. Don't look at the near. Okay, it's just a residency. Okay, get past that. I don't know.
That's why everyone's like, oh, yeah. Everyone's like, oh, doctors make money, and I was like, bro, it's not about the money.
No, they talk. There are various other ways to make more money than that in a fraction of the time.
For real.
It's about the passion, I would say, at that point. So, look at it this way, right? So, in the psychological field, I'm an RBT, right? So, I may not get paid a lot now. Yeah, my hourly rate it's not bad for like starting. But the hours are like trash unless you're working for the actual government, like the DOE. But you only have to get your master's, and you can become a BCBA or board certified behavior analyst. Starting pay for that, by the way, this is just like you just get your master's, right? This is you just get your master's. You take the BCBA exam, and it's kind of long. It's like 4 hours, but it's like one exam. You can make 6 figures just like that, like starting pay. You 6 figures, and
Must be nice.
That's
What
you
the
only have to get your
fuck?
master's. Like I already have my undergrad. So if I just get my master's and I become BCBA, if you're into that sort of field, you can make 6 figures easy,
Yeah.
and you'll be super fine. Like that's a super livable wage. And plus the workload in comparison to doctors, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's bad because there's like caseloads that you have to do. You make programs for people, but in comparison to what doctors have to go through, and like the pay to the amount of time that they give up, it's almost like the time is you're not there for money. You're there because you like it. The money is just a result. That's the kind of mindset you gotta have. Because they go through residency and that takes years. They take these exams that takes money and years. And then
Oh.
they get to be like a doctor, but then like they have all these other things that they got to worry about. But it took a lot of prep to get there. Like a lot of prep. So the money makes sense. Just put it that way. The money makes sense.
Sometimes the money doesn't make sense. I'll just be fucking honest with you. There's a reason why we don't have enough like emergency physicians or emergency surgery or, you know, even family doctors, because no one wants to do the work they have to do for the amount of money they're making.
Yeah.
So there's like a huge disparity between like for example, like cosmetic surgery. That's like the most popular field right now in medicine.
Okay.
Everyone there is making close to 300, 500K, even more a year, right?
Wow.
They
Wow.
don't do that much work because it's on a client to client basis. While
Mhm.
a, you know, family physician, the person who works at your local, you know, your local clinic, they get paid roughly around 150 to 200K, but they have a long list of patients they all have to see and make sure that they're all taken care of. They have to work way more for way less. That's much more important than, you know, your cosmetic surgeon who's just giving you big boobies, right? That's that is like the disparity that, you know, a large amount of us in the medical field are having difficulties of trying to like incentivize us to go into that field, because like no one wants to do that. No one wants to be in emergency medicine, because emergency medicine, you're on call, you don't have a family life, right? For one, you can't have fun. For two, and three, the pay is garbage in terms of comparable to other specialties in medicine. And that's like the biggest problem that we're seeing now. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's like next year I'll be going through my clinical rotations, where I will be going through each of the various major, I'm going to put quotation marks against like major fields in medicine, or specialties in medicine. So that will be like psychiatry, pediatrics, neurology, cardiology, internal medicine, orthopedics, and all that.
Mhm.
I'll have to go through all of that in my next year, which low-key, I'm kind of nervous about, because I've heard some horror stories about this. Because like the attending physician or your AP,
Yeah.
if you don't know the answer, they're going to tell you to go home.
What?
Yeah. And you're like, damn, fuck. It's so embarrassing, because they'll ask you, they're like, oh, Dr. So-and-so. You're like, Dr. Schmidt, what happens if you know, this person's experiencing cardiac arrest? What are the 3 things that we have to check for, to verify it is, this? And if you don't list out those 3 things in a timely manner, as well as provide reasons why, you won't get cussed out and get sent home.
What the hell?
And I'm like, God damn, what the hell? I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life now?
It's okay. You're not. Yes, you're doing it for money. Obviously, it's a job, but if you like the field, you like the field.
Yeah,
So,
man.
That's all it is. That's all you gotta think about. If you like the field, you like the field. There's such things as multiple revenue streams. If when this takes off in the future, we get a higher basis to start selling merch, stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. But
dude,
until then, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I think the craziest thing though is my auntie. She's a doctor, right?
Yeah.
I asked her on a good year how much does she make? She's like, on a good year, 1 million.
Wow.
I was like, how much is it on a bad year? She's like, bad year, 500K.
That's
was like,
half,
what?
but it's not 500K.
Yeah, and I was like, what is it like on like an average? She's like, yeah, average 750 to like 900. I was like, okay. I was like, but like, you have time for like relaxation? She's like, hell no. So there's a give and take in this. So again, you can make all the money you want. It's just, will you have like the family time if that's your thing? If you want to have a family and you want all the good things in life and enjoy life, then maybe making that $1 million a year might not be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good work-life balance. I feel like one of the I have a connection to a smaller IT company in Texas, and I was talking to the boss, and he was like, "Don't chase the money, chase what you actually like, and the money will come." As a result, because if you think about it, there's always going to be another position or another job that you wish you could have done if you did that and instead of what you're doing now. There's always going to be that. But you shouldn't really look at it like that, because if you didn't do what you did, number one, you wouldn't have known, and number two, there's a lot of people that you will meet and that you will create relationships with, and those, in my experience, and what will be my experience, are going to be way worth more than money. Money can come and go. Money will die with you when you die. You will not worry about that anymore. So you will worry about money to a certain extent, but not that much. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it.
Hey man, where do I want to move? That's the real question.
Yeah, where do you want to move, man? I heard you want to go like east side, right?
Yeah, well, I want it where it's cold, bro. I'll just be fucking honest. I'm sick and tired of the heat.
How about you and me, dog? We'll just move back to Reno, bro. Just kidding.
I mean, like, it's not a bad idea.
I mean, well, there's nothing there though. I mean, it's
no, there is.
I
mean, in terms of in terms of like Tesla's out there.
So you hate Teslas?
Yeah, that's you.
What do you mean? That's you. You do not like.
Yeah,
Tesla.
I don't like it, bro. But
you got me on the whole.
I'm just
saying, me on
Tesla,
the whole Prius trend, dude. Oh yeah, I got
for real, bro. I'll just be honest. Tesla, we rode that Tesla, and I was like, dude, are you sure about this? You really like this fucking car? It feels like plastic in here.
It's like a Gucci bag.
It's not Gucci bag, bro. It's like the fake Gucci bag, bro.
It's like a Gucci bag.
No, it's like the Gucci bag from fucking
the Gucci bag. Okay.
No,
but yeah,
I don't want to move to California. I'll just put.
No, I'm not moving to California. Hell the fuck that. Sorry for swearing, but no, I'm not going to California. I'm good.
Neither am I going to Portland.
Yeah, I'm not going to Portland either. I will. There are other places, but I will figure that out when I get there, when the time comes. Right now, what's speaking to me is go through this position, and then learn a lot, and then move to Texas. I think Texas is the move for now. I have friends there.
No.
Hey, man. We'll stay there for a little bit. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, originally it was Seattle, but looking at the housing market and looking at what we actually need and what we want, it's easier to move to Texas. Let's put it that way.
But for how long will that work out?
I don't know. Again,
these booms only happen for like a 5 to 10 year span, and then stagnation happens.
We'll see. I'm not thinking too far ahead just yet.
How many years are you going to stay at the position you're at right now?
Probably 1 to 2. If I can get 1 to 2, that would be about 1 to 2 seems about right. And then
1 to 2.
Yeah, like so. My plan is I have it literally on my wall. It's called plan version 1B. 1A was like, because originally I did want to go into security, like cybersecurity, but I was thinking about it, and was I really passionate about it? No, not really. I just liked it because of the money, and based off of what you know, my Texas tech 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 shop boss said. Look for what you're actually going into. And what I liked when doing my A+ is I did like learning about cables and setting up wireless points in buildings and things like that, which has to do with a different cert, not security. So once I enter this position, which will give me the experience that I'm looking for to see what I like and what I don't like, um, then I can start working on another certification, and then from there, I'll have the certification and uh the experience to move up into something else. But until then, about like a year or two.
A year or two.
Yeah, a year or two. We're just playing it by year at that point. So, but at least we got past the hardest part, in my opinion. I thought getting this entry level IT position was the hardest thing ever. But now that we're past it, we can focus on other things now. So, yeah, we're on track. Like we're super on track. I was looking to get entry level by like December 2023, but we got it September, October time, which is really nice.
Oh, you're moving to Texas in 2 years.
2026, yeah, around there. But again, we'll see. Because I'm using what I have available here to get rid of my student loans, which is not that much, but student loans, and then that from there we can focus on the move. But everything is just moving according to where it needs to be right now. I don't have to worry about too much.
Shaking my head.
Why, you want to move to Texas with me?
Hell no, bro. That shit's too hot out there.
Hey, where do you want to move?
Huh?
Where do you want to move?
Bro, I'm moving to the East Coast where it's cold. It's colder, bro. Hell no. I'm sick and tired of the heat. I want to see the four seasons.
Where in the East Coast, though?
Up in Maine.
Maine.
Away from people.
I don't know. Maine, it seems like more of like a retirement age thing. I'm not even there yet. I'll move to Maine when I'm like old, but
no, that's bad for your arthritis. The cold, bro.
I love the cold.
It's either again Maine, Washington, somewhere up north. I'm sick and tired of the fucking heat down here in the south. Fuck. In addition to that, man, it is what it is. Some of the crazy shit. In terms of the people in Texas, they're cool and all, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, thank you guys for listening in to the M&I's podcast. Again, if you enjoyed our show, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe.
Of course, we are doing our best every single day to bring you guys quality content, and we can't wait to bring you more. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.